Well, hello, I am Charley Willis, a mental health therapist.
I'm Ronald Willis, a marriage and family therapist, and today we're going to be looking at needs. I got needs, you got needs, we got needs. Hey, let's watch this clip.
Ronald!
What is it, Charlie? What's all this noise going on, man?
Where's my coffee?
What coffee?
The cup of coffee I asked you to bring me.
Charlie, I ain't got time to bring you no coffee. All this work I'm doing this morning, all this cleaning I'm doing.
Ronald, I asked you to bring me a cup of coffee. That's all I asked.
Charlie, I ain't got time to bring you no coffee.
Everything I do for you, you can't do that.
Everything I do for you, why you gotta ask?
You know what? Forget it, because you're not fulfilling my emotional needs. Just go.
Needs? I can't believe you're talking about fulfilling each other's needs. You definitely ain't fulfilling no needs over here. And you know it. You know you ain't fulfilling no needs over here, Charlie.
What?
Sexual needs? Where is that at? Companionship? Where is that at? And we know you don't care about my feelings. See, Charlie, you supposed to complete me. When I married you, you're supposed to complete me. There's no completeness over here.
You know what? I guess you're right. And we'll both just be needy.
What do you mean you're right? You're supposed to do something about it.
I'm done enough. I'm tired. I need my needs met.
You got it twisted, Charlie. You got it all messed up how a relationship's supposed to be. I didn't get married to complete myself. I got married so you can complete me.
This is done. So consider yourself completed. Never mind.
Welcome to RCRC, that is the Relationship Connection, where we equip, empower, and educate couples on how to thrive in their relationships. How? Through candid conversations right here on this platform. And if you would like to learn more about us, check us out on our website at firstfocusfaith.com.
And that's right. Don't forget to help support this ministry by making a contribution to our Cash App at First Focus Faith. And if you're watching by YouTube, like, comment, share, do it all because we need it all, y'all.
All right, let's get started on
Charlie,
our topic.
what is going on? Man, you are not fulfilling needs over here at all. What happened, man? Don't you supposed to complete me?
I
need some completeness over here.
I think when I sought out, or when that happened as far as a relationship and us getting together, I need you to be complete when you come to me. I can't complete you. I can't. We are not a jigsaw puzzle. I can't complete you that way.
What about the saying, I married you to complete me?
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. What about the needs, man? I have needs. You have needs. We have needs. Where are the needs at, man? You needed some coffee. That's not needs.
I would like to have some coffee on Saturday mornings when I wake up.
No, you said my emotional needs not being met.
They're not. They're not.
Because I'm not providing you coffee in the morning? Mm-hmm. What about all the work I got to do? Mm-hmm. I'm over there slave driving, sweeping, cleaning, vacuuming, dusting, looking under stuff, over stuff, and then you expect me to get you coffee too? Why, you lay in the bed?
Yes.
Yes. All right.
We all have needs, and we fulfill each other's needs.
Slave drive over here.
In different ways. So I'm not going to run a list of what I do. I'm not.
I was feeling like a Hebrew slave, man. Come on.
So when we talk about emotional needs, when I say emotional needs, what does that mean? I'm crying on a pillow. What does that mean? Really, it means when a partner is not feeling heard, understood, supported, appreciated, respected, important, validated. All of those things fall into emotional needs that we need, we want, we desire, we look for our couple to give.
On a foundation of listening to your partner. Emotional needs.
Right.
And it's a lot of needs, but emotional needs is the strongest one out there. Okay?
Yeah.
That's
definitely.
right. And then if you don't get your emotional need, what it leads to? What does it create, Charlie?
Anger,
Sadness,
frustration,
bitterness,
withdrawal, which is silent
resentment,
treatment, resentment,
minimization of unmet needs. If I don't get my emotional needs, you might not get your sexual needs.
okay, arguing, and then unfortunately, some may seek that fulfillment outside of the relationship.
Man, if I can't get my needs met in this relationship, guess what? I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere else because I need the emotional needs met. You can't do it. Somebody else can.
That's right. An open door.
That's
you
right.
may just walk right on through it.
What? Your husband is not doing this, and he don't say this. He don't know this. Well, guess what? Joe Smooth Suave, I can do it. I'll listen to you, Charlie. Oops. Yeah,
maybe you'll bring me that one
met
cup of
somewhere
coffee
else.
that I would like to have on Saturday morning.
Yeah, if you can't do it, Joe Smooth can do it. Joe Smooth will bring me a cup of coffee every morning.
Right, or a cup of tea.
A cup of tea, whatever I want. So, you know, we want to make sure that our viewers understand these needs, and these needs has some component of being met, but not wholeheartedly.
Right.
Because there is no one out there can complete someone else. Impossible to do and unimaginable to even have that kind of thought process.
But people do think that.
They do think that. They think that way. I heard it several times, many times, and I probably hear it again. And I'm here to say to you, change that thought process.
Because the thought could be that what I lack in one area, Ronald will fulfill in that area. So that means he will complete me, but that don't work out that way.
Yeah, I got 50%, you got 50%, together we got a 100%.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Zero. That math equates to 100%, Charlie.
We're not thinking right. Okay.
Because we all have needs that we want met. We all. However, can we expect our spouse to fulfill all of our needs? That's a yes or no question, Charlie. I'm sure you got the answer.
Obviously, because I didn't get the coffee.
You didn't get the coffee. You didn't get the coffee, so your needs were not met.
Right. That's right.
Like, what's cleaning the house, though? I guess that's not a need.
Coffee
over cleanness. So if my spouse can't fulfill all of my needs, what am I to do? Who can fulfill the needs?
You know what? I think that, I always like to go back to perspective on how we think and look at things. And is it really realistic that...
To have that thought process?
Yeah.
No, and the intellectual word that I like to use is stupid. To have that thought. I'm just putting it out there for being for real. Because it's something that's impossible for another person to do. It's like saying, I have a need for you to fly like an eagle. Would I be able to meet that requirement?
No.
Regardless of what I do?
No.
What I say? Where I go? Won't happen.
So when we're talking about the first point here, when we talk about sense of completeness.
Well, we want to make sure that our viewers understand that only God can fulfill our needs.
That's right.
And we have an expectation that although we want things done, a partner may not be able to wholeheartedly do that. And one of those things, like you said, is what? Completeness. So you gotta have understanding that your partner can't complete you.
Right. Only God can do that, and God he doesn't lie. He's not a man that he lies. Numbers 23:19 tells us that God is not a man.
That's right, because
and
Charley
should not lie.
Charley will let me down sometimes.
I will let him down sometimes.
I will let Charley down sometimes, right?
Right.
Sometimes I will not be there. Emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally.
Yeah.
I might drop the ball on that.
Right.
Okay? Vice versa for you. Okay? That may be sometimes Charley might lie to me. Then sometimes I might lie to her. Okay? So we got all this imperfection going on, right? And if we are imperfect, right?
Right.
And we're capable of doing those things,
Right.
then we can't complete the other person. It takes perfection to complete someone. You have to be perfect for me to complete you. And if you're not perfect, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Therefore, no one is perfect. So we can't be on that platform of completing someone because we lack completeness ourselves.
That's a good point right there.
That's right. We got to go to the person that is complete in every way, and that is God.
Yes.
And like Charley alluded to, God's not a man.
He shall not lie.
He should not lie.
And he will help us in our imperfections. Our imperfections, that places us in a position to go to God.
That's right. The imperfection, creates that platform. Because although we'll never get perfect,
Right.
we should be striving to get close to it as possible. And that strive should lead us to have a relationship with the person that is perfect, and that is God.
That's right.
It should lead us right there, okay? Because God is the only one that is perfect.
Yes.
The only one.
Only one.
So if I'm looking for perfection, I don't go to Charley. She can't do it because she's imperfect. I go to God. That's where perfection lies at. So it's God that can complete us, not our spouse.
And we have to. I think also we have to understand the point of what we think perfection is in someone, and I think it's highly that we're respecting them to be this person at all times, on point, not missing a beat,
Never making a mistake.
not making a mistake.
Okay? Then you get angry when they make a mistake. I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you did this. Well, I am imperfect. All right, we do that. We do that each other. We'll come at each other quick when a mistake is made.
Right, right.
We forget that we both are human beings capable of making mistakes, and we all should be seeking forgiveness for each other.
Definitely.
Not focus on the mistake that they made and stuff, and you coming in on the attack. I can't believe you did that.
Right.
Well,
right.
I'm a human being, right? I'm imperfect, right?
You're imperfect.
That's right.
Right. So Scripture tells us, Colossians 3:15 is, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you are called to peace and be thankful. Peace.
That's what it does, though.
Yeah.
The completeness from God gives you a sense of peace. That's what it's saying. Let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. Because that's where it comes from. I would not worry about Charley completing me when I go to God. It would give me that peace that I need and stuff. I won't worry about it.
That's right.
Charley ain't doing this. She ain't doing this. I'm doing this and I'm doing all this. And then it create me worrying about that in my relationship. And then as soon as a subject come up, here I come on the attack. Well, you're supposed to do this to me. You're supposed to say this to me. You're supposed to act this way to me. Well,
Okay.
I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
Yep.
So we can't have the expectation. Okay? And having that understanding will bring the peace on the inside of you. So then you want to attack your partner when they make a mistake. There's no attack. I understand. Okay?
Right. All right. So point number 2, to always understand and empathize with
No, you can't always understand.
You can't always do anything.
Yeah. So you can't expect your partner to always understand and empathize. You may you want that, right? But you can't always expect that because in that imperfection we keep talking about. Okay? But normally we're on a platform that our partners should always understand and they should always empathize with us.
Show up.
That's right. You gotta understand, you gotta empathize. But I'm not perfect. I may have some challenge going on with myself, right? And then you come with your challenge. It'll be very difficult for me to understand and empathize with you when I'm needing myself. In other words, when we both need it, it's hard for me to give something that I need or want at that particular time.
Well, you know what my point with that, with the empathize or whatever, and I know when we're saying that you can't always do it, I don't know, but my expectation is for you to be, have empathy when it is needed.
That's
to
right.
understand what it is, and definitely understand when it is needed.
Right,
To understand that point.
Right, but there's a difference
brush it
between
over.
there's a difference between expecting it and then want it all the time,
Yeah.
and then hold our partner accountable for the one time that they don't do it.
Right.
For example, they made out of 100 times, they do it 99 times. You good. Then that one time they don't do it, you come on the attack. So you can't always expect for them to do it. You should. I mean, you can't always. They cannot always be able to do that.
Right.
You should have the expectation that they do. In other words, they should be the 90th percentile.
Right.
Most of the time they're gonna be understanding. Most of the time they're gonna be empathize. And most of the time they're gonna empathize. But there are times, because of the imperfection of who they are, they may not be able to deliver what you want at that particular time.
Right.
And a lot of times that comes because I'm needing the same thing.
Yeah.
Like if I need it and you need it, I can't give it to you if I need it. We both should be going to God.
Right. Definitely.
Because that is the person that can always understand and always empathize. That's why it's so important that we come together and have a relationship that includes God. So whatever we lack, we go to God. We go to God for that strength. We go to God for that power. We go to God for that love. We go to God to understand and empathize with us, because sometimes our partner will fall short.
We'll fall short. All right. That's great. So Ephesians 4:2, completely, as I said, be completely humble and gentle. Be patient, bearing with one another in love.
And that's the place, that's the platform you want to be on.
Right.
And it'll help you meet the expectation of your partner, because you should be striving to always be understanding and always be empathizing, although there are times when you may fall short. But just like I'm talking about striving for perfection, you never get 100%. Right? You never get perfection, but that don't mean you don't strive for it.
That's right.
So you may not always understand and empathize, but you want to strive for that, because ultimately that's what your partner wants you to be. So you want to be that.
Right.
You know, you don't want, you may not get 100%, but you don't want to be 10% either.
All right. So our third point right here is not to look for your partner to love you. Now I know that's gonna throw some.
That's it.
What?
That's huge and big
I should
and
look for my
confusing.
partner to love me.
Nope, you should not. Then what should you do? That's the question. There's silence going on?
It's based on my thoughts and what I do.
Yeah, you look to love your partner and not necessarily look for them to love you.
Right.
And if both of y'all doing it, now we're loving each other.
Okay.
Imagine if one person did it and the other person did it.
Right.
Then we wouldn't have it.
We don't think that way.
We don't. Yeah, we always.
It's what
I need someone to love me.
It's what I can
I'm
get
looking for
out of
someone
you.
to love me. What I can get out of you.
It's what I can get out of you.
That's okay. No, it's the other way around. Okay, because when you look to love your partner, it's on a foundation of giving.
Okay.
Okay, when you look for your partner to love you, that's on a foundation of receiving. And guess what platform you should be on? The platform of giving. What it says, better to give than to receive. Okay, that's the platform we want to be on. But oftentimes it's difficult, especially when we have lack on the inside. Whatever I lack, I seek for that person to give to me because I lack it. In other words, right, you shouldn't be seeking that person to give what you want. You should be seeking God. You look for God to love you.
You know what? Think about that. Think about what the point which you did, because it just dropped in my spirit. If I am not getting what I need from you, right? What I'm thinking I'm supposed to be getting from you,
right?
And if I'm having this conversation, I'm praying, I'm going to God and say, God, I'm not getting this particular need from Ronald. And I'm praying to God and I'm talking to God. Somehow, some way, God is going to orchestrate something or somebody or some situation to happen where Ronald will be notified that he is lacking in that area, and he's going to turn and give me actually what I need. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, that definitely has some truth based on that, and you know the thing that you articulate the most is that you're going to God, okay. And then the other thing, we should go to God together.
That's great. Don't forget that either.
Yeah, because ultimately you want your needs met, right?
That's right.
You want your emotional need met, right?
That's right.
Okay, so definitely you should be going to God, whatever area that I'm lacking in, okay, and want you have a desire for me to be built up in that area, so ultimately I can make a contribution to the relationship that helps fulfill your emotional needs.
Right.
Perhaps in the morning before I start cleaning up, I get Charley that coffee that she wants, okay, and then I go clean up. Because how long does it take to get the coffee?
With that little machine, it doesn't take that long. You just press the button.
So how long is that, Charley?
2
Have
minutes.
our viewers out there.
2 minutes. You can take 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Less than 5.
2
I'm gonna give
minutes.
5 minutes because you gotta walk.
Go get the
one
coffee
place and bring it back.
and
to
then
me.
do the cleaning. Allow my
Nice.
spouse
That's
to be in the bed and get some rest. You know what is the harm in that?
Thank you. What is the harm?
What is the harm in that? But anyway, so you know this third point is huge, and it can be challenging because of the way we was raised, our background, our thoughts, and how we view things. You know, and we often look for our partner to love us.
Right.
And we often center on that, our thought process on that. Mm-hmm. And you may come to a place where you may get upset with your partner and say, "Oh, you don't love me." Mm-hmm. Okay? Because our viewpoint is wrong.
Now,
Our thought process is wrong.
right. Now, you know, the little illustration point that I made, that does not mean you don't have a conversation with your spouse when it's needed.
Right. But you also want to understand that
Yeah.
you want to make sure that's something that your partner can do.
That's right. That's right.
Right,
we do have certain
Right.
expectations, and they're just not that person. They just
Might not be that type of person and
They
stuff,
just
right? Okay,
cannot
and
do that.
that's why you have to go to God. God fulfill all needs. God is the one that helps us with completeness. God is the one that is perfect and stuff, right? Because ultimately, you can't control what your partner do. You can't make me go get your coffee, can you?
No.
You can get upset with it. You can be angry. You get frustrated. Whatever reaction that you may have, if I don't get the coffee. But ultimately, you can't control and make me get you the coffee.
Right.
Okay? Because I have thoughts and feelings and things that I'm trying to do and stuff, and I don't put this cleaning platform over what you are requesting me to do. So that's my thoughts and my feelings. So now, when you ask me to do that, it creates an argument for me because my thoughts and feelings are based on what I am doing and not what you want me to do.
All right.
So you know you can't control or make them do anything. You can't control or make them love you, and you have to understand that you know love starts with loving yourself, okay, and then love comes from God. God is love,
Right.
okay. So when we're looking at this platform of you have expectation to look for your partner to love you. No, look for God to love you. Because guess what? We said earlier, He's not a man that He would lie.
That's
God
right.
is love. So regardless of what you do, say, act, how you think, anything you do, God will always love you. That is why you can look for God to love you. So now your partner may not even love you at particular times in the relationship. Get upset with you and all that kind of foolishness that goes on in a relationship. Okay? So definitely is based on you loving God, having love for yourself, and then you look to love your partner. That's the foundation to be on. Okay?
1 John 4:7 tells us, "Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God." Okay?
Yeah, that's good. In other words,
Right.
I look to love from God, love myself. Because if you do not love yourself, then how do you expect to love someone else? Because think about this right here, right? Love is on a foundation that comes from God. It empowers you to love yourself. Then the love that you have, right, then you give that to others. But if you never have to love yourself, right, then how can you give it? You can't. You can't give something you don't have.
This is true.
Right.
This is true.
So that's why it's so important to understand that first, where the love comes from. It comes from God.
Yes.
So that means if it comes from God, then that means I got to go out and get the love that comes from God. Okay? It doesn't come from your friends. It doesn't come from your parents, brothers, sister. I'm not saying any of those people don't have love, but the place where love comes from is not from them because they get the same love from God that you should be doing the same thing.
So if I'm getting love from God, is it going to empower me to love myself?
That is correct. Okay? Because God is love. Okay? It'll empower you to love yourself. And then you take that love of self and to give to others. The purpose of you loving yourself is not just to sit there and love yourself. No, we still on the platform. It's better to give than receive.
Right.
So once I have it, I give it. Just like money, right?
Yeah.
Once you get money and stuff, right? You don't, oh, let me keep the money to myself.
Well, we sometimes do.
Let me keep the money to myself. Let me keep the money to myself. No, you should be giving, you should be tithing, you should be investing, and you should be spending the money, and you should be saving. You should be doing all those things. So it's not for you just to get the money, keep it for yourself.
Right.
It's not meant for you to get love, just keep it for yourself.
Right. I also think that the love of self will allow you to understand the concept of the sense of completeness also. It'll let you understand what that really means, that person can't totally in no way complete you.
That's right. Because think about it. If you love yourself,
we can compliment each other all day long.
right. If you love yourself, I don't need you to complete me. Don't need it. I would not even have that thought process. I need you to complete me. Why? I got love from God.
How powerful is it is two completed people coming together in that way?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the foundation is that we all have needs that we want met.
Right.
Right.
Well,
And we should have an expectation of our partner meeting those needs. But we also should have an understanding because of that imperfection, they may not meet our expectation wholeheartedly. Therefore, because they cannot meet our needs wholeheartedly, we go to our Father.
Yes.
The perfect person.
Right.
God, who's full of unfailing love. God, who is love, can complete us, can always meet our needs. That's the place we want to go to, okay? Not our spouse, okay? So, yes, you have emotional needs. I have emotional needs. We all have emotional needs. But we cannot wholeheartedly expect 100% that our partner will fulfill all of those needs. Because if we do, then we're going to have some failed expectations going on.
Right. So my understanding right now, as we could wrap up because of time, that because Ron has went to God for love and he loves himself, he now can love me. And he can start that off by getting me a cup of coffee.
Alrighty. Alright, so.
All right. So this was great. So we discussed, we went in and discussed what it is about the completeness of yourself and the understanding of wanting your spouse or significant other to sympathize with you, and knowing that God is love. Okay? So that was a great conversation, Ronald.
All right, that wraps it up. We'll see y'all later.
Okay, so join us next week when we look at how to become more comfortable with the unmet emotional need.
All right, then. See y'all later.
Bye-bye.